Hello everybody and welcome to yet another new Let's Play. This one's gonna be really short. I'm expecting 3 videos out of this one. But yeah, I was in the mood for it, so I thought I might as well record it. This is the only game in this particular series I have ever beaten. I'm pretty terrible at the Nintendo versions. Played them a lot as a kid and was pretty bad at them. I don't know. I haven't tried playing them in a few years. Maybe I would not be quite so terrible now these days. But I've never really had the urge to go back and play the original Nintendo ones, just because I remember how they destroyed me as a kid. But anyway, we are introduced to our main character here. His name's Ryu Hayabusa. He is the main character of all the games in the series, of course. And I find it funny that it has to mention that Jokio has not yet been awakened. This is a prequel game. It takes place 3 years before the first Ninja Gaiden, and hence we have Ninja Gaiden Shadow for the original Game Boy. Let's get started. Gotta turn that music up a little bit. Hold on. Alright. Now you can see it looks quite a bit like regular Ninja Gaiden. Ryu's got a very similar sprite. His sword slash and his jump are animated pretty much the same. It's very similar to the Nintendo games of the series, with a couple exceptions. Now, obviously, we have our signature sword attack, but there aren't power-ups in this game like there are in the Nintendo versions. And we do have one ninja magic art, which is the art of the fire wheel, as opposed to the half dozen or so spells in the Nintendo games. We're stuck with just one this time around, but it serves us quite well. That's what those little Japanese symbols in the bottom there are. I can have up to 5 fire wheels stored at a time. Oh no, I'm killing everything. And you can see it on the bottom left there, that's our life bar. 6 hits and you're dead. Everything in the game does 1 point of damage. So you don't have to worry about, some mega boss taking out half your life in 1 hit. And life pickups are fairly generous in this game. There are 2 kind of life pickups. The small regular looking bottle is 2 units of life. And the big fat full looking flasks when they drop will give you an entire life bar refill. And we're already at the first boss, can you believe it? Stage 1 boss, there's only 5 stages. Well, this guy's pretty easy, except, I'm letting him hit me like a fool. He pretty much will just climb around on the wall and the ceiling there, and you just gotta hit him. And this is the extent of his pattern. Interestingly, if you kind of stand still right before he drops down, he'll always drop and land right in front of you, as you can see there. I'll throw in a few fire wheels when he lands just so you can see it. Oh, that's it. And he's dead. I already got the first stage done. Can you believe it? I'm not gonna lie. I love this little part that it does at the end here. Check this out. I don't get sick of that. It's so cool. And for being, a 21-year-old game on the Game Boy, I think that's a pretty neat effect. Slicing the bosses up like that. Anyway, here we go to stage 2. This is a fair jump in difficulty, as you're gonna see. Got a lot more enemies that shoot projectiles. Wow, and I'm just sucking horribly already. I'm gonna show this off real quick after I kill him. We got a grappling hook that we can use to jump onto those particular looking pipe things there. It's going to come into play a lot more often in the later parts of this stage especially, but more so later on in the game. We have a little conveyor belt here. I'm not sure why it's there because there's no threat or hazard, but whatever. Now these guys, simple pattern here, they'll always shoot 3 bullets and then duck down. These guys don't have any attacks other than moving around, so you're free to just slash them and continue on. And we'll pick up some life to get that going back. Oh, that was odd. He kind of started his shooting a little early there. That was weird. Oh well. Now here we're just gonna do that. Use the fire wheel and just clear out the screen there. Get them all out of the way. And continue on down the hallway. Now these things will randomly shoot bullets at a certain level, so when they stop, get out of the way. They only shoot right after they stop, so you don't gotta worry about them moving and shooting or being particularly unpredictable. That's so cheap. I mean, what am I supposed to do about that? Now we're just gonna head up here real quick. Bet you're curious what was back over here, so let's go get that. Really, game? This game isn't nearly as difficult as the Nintendo Ninja Gaidens, but it's certainly not a nice game. Alright. Use our grappling hook to get up here. And that ninja head is a 1-up, so I go up to 3 lives. Probably not going to need those lives in this playthrough, but you never know. I tend to do a lot worse once I'm recording than I do when I'm practicing, so we'll see. Now that first stage was pretty short, as you undoubtedly noticed. This stage is, I'd say it's about roughly twice as long. It's a fairly respectable length, and the boss requires a little bit of strategy. It's definitely a game that has a nice difficulty curve, I'd say. And get some refills here. I don't like using the art of the fire wheel unless it's really beneficial. I mean, the pickups aren't that rare, but it's nice to get your bang for your buck out of the attacks. And now we're introduced to these shield guys. You can't hurt them when their shield's up. All you gotta do is wait for them to drop their shield and hit them. So it's not like it's some extreme, super strategic enemy you gotta watch out for. You just wait for him to drop his shield and cut his face off. Now this is an interesting little part here. We're going to be on this conveyor belt for a bit. We're going to be killing a series of these guys and the little robots on the floor here. Jumping is the fastest way to get through. If you keep running, it's going to take forever to get through here. And we just wait for him to drop his shield, attack. Easy peasy. Now we're maxed out on our Art of the Fire Wheel. So that's always nice. We got plenty of that at our disposal, which is good because we are almost at the boss. I like saving up the ninja magic for the bosses. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it is a free ranged attack. And some bosses are a lot easier than others to get close to. Alright, let's head on to the boss, see what's up. And the boss is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sweet. Alright, this is a kickboxer, and the little guy is supposed to be his manager. Only the kickboxer, the huge dude, can hurt you. The little guy will latch onto you and slow you down to make it easier for that to happen, for the big dude to hit you. The only attack you really need to watch out for, don't stay on the platforms when he's underneath you, otherwise he'll just do an uppercut and hit you. But we'll see if we can get him to do it. It's not telegraphed very well. But he's got one major attack, and that's a dash across the bottom screen there. So you got to be standing up on the upper platforms to even have a chance at it. There he goes. You got to be standing up on the top to even dodge it, otherwise you're going to get hit. Otherwise, this boss is not too hard. Just try to stay out of his way whenever possible. Okay, that was a cheap shot. Just try to stay out of his way. You won't have too much trouble. Otherwise, it's just a game of going back and forth. And he's dead already. This boss kind of reminds me a bit of some of the introductory Castlevania bosses in Castlevania 3, where it's just a question of jumping back from platform to platform. And we've taken them out as well. I'm such a badass. I chopped them both into a million pieces in a single slice. And that's stage 2 clear. Can you believe it? And we're already going to stage 3. There's only 5 stages in the game. But I'll tell you what. Stage 3 will wait for next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.